Hope you're doing good today. In these videos, I can only speak from my experience as an adoptee and from the research that I've done. So I just want to get that out of the way. I'm not giving medical advice or professional advice or therapy advice. I'm just speaking from my experience. And today, from my research, I'm going to be reading out of this book, 20 Things Adoptive Kids Wish Their Adoptive Parents Knew. This is a really great book. I've read it about 2 times. I'm going to be speaking from page 18. The topic is going to be how to enter your child's world successfully. It has to do with accepting rather than denying. And that's a huge part of adoption for me. So the first one, to enter your child's world successfully, you'll need to try several more courageous approaches instead. We'll be talking a lot more about these in the second part of this book. Hi, buddy. Acknowledge the reality of adoption from day one if you can. When diapering your infant or cuddling your older child in your arms, use adoption language, in quotes, "I'm so glad we adopted you. I'm so glad you're ours." This way, the subject becomes familiar instead of denied. The second bulletin is initiate conversation about your child's pre-adoption perceptions. Do you ever wonder about your birth mother? Do you ever wonder if you look like her? I wonder about that sometimes. End quote. Or if you have adopted an older child and spent part of his life with the birth family, you might say, what was life like with you, with your birth mother / birth father? Whenever you want to share your memories with us, we are always ready to listen. End quotes. The next bulletin is validate the fact that your family has been touched by adoption and has special challenges. Webster's dictionary definition of the word validation sheds a lot of light on what your child needs. To substantiate, confirm, to make valid, authenticate, to give official approval to, end quote. One adopted mother of 5 says that adoption is a daily topic for her and her children, for adoption impacts their daily lives and is not just a one-time event. This is very important. Validation is an acknowledgement is one of the key words for me that still to this day people have a hard time understanding what that actually means. Let's see, next bulletin. Create a non-judgmental, safe environment in which your child feels free to express any emotion, thought, or question. Learn to say to your child, quote, "It's all right to feel as you do. Tell me more about it." End quote. This is not what I usually experience if I talk about adoption. It's usually in a condescending attitude. Are you not grateful? Are you not thankful your parents parented you? You seem really ungrateful. You're not thankful at all. You're really hurt. And the opposite side would be if I was told, hey, it's all right to feel as you do. Tell me more about it. That opens the whole world to your child. That means everything. That is so vitally important to be able to create a safe space to an adoptee. I can't even tell you how much that means. Second bulletin, or the next bulletin, celebrate the differences between your adopted child and your biological family. Your creativity brings such an added dimension to our family. How blessed we are to have you. End quotations. All right. Second to last bulletin. Be sensitive to your child's possible unspoken need for a tangible connection to his biological past. One birth mother I know gave her daughter a silver bank on adoption day, a reminder that she will never be forgotten. On every anniversary of their daughter's adoption, the adoptive parents put a $1 bill in the bank, telling their daughter that the money is a reminder of the gift of life the birth mother gave her. All adoptees have biological families, and yes, you are their parents if you are an adoptive parent. There's just different roles. The woman that gave me life, I will always have some sort of connection to her, even though she was never in my life. And acknowledging that and saying that you have 2 parents, that there's just different roles, could mean the entire world to your adoptee. I had a comment on my last video about adoption loss that don't speak for all adoptees, that I don't know of this profound, dramatic loss that you're speaking of. And, you know, when I read it, I was kind of taken back by it, because I was like, you lost your parents that gave you life. You are grateful for being adopted and not being raised by your biological parents. But the losses that come with adoption don't end there. It's not just with your biological family. It's with your genetic mirroring, people that have your same personality. It's birth certificate. I didn't know I had a fake birth certificate until I was in my 30s. It's the denial of trauma that you were even relinquished by your mom. A lot of people, if you bring it up, they'll just be like, how dare you say that to your parents now? And it's not even about your parents now. It's not about the adoptive parents. It's the fact that you lost your adopted parents. And I was kind of like jealous in a way, because I'm like, you were abandoned and you're just don't experience any sense of loss for your biological family. I'm like, I wish that I could feel that way. I wish that other adoptees that I've speak to could feel that way. But unfortunately, I don't know if they're still stuck in the fog and in denial about what everybody's telling them. But to not have any sense of loss for a biological parent that gave you up, I personally don't understand that. It's not my experience, but I just pray that they have peace of heart and peace of mind and are healed and living a good life. That's all I can ask for, you know? And, okay, got off track. The last bulletin: as your child grows older, respect his need to consider searching for or reconnecting with his birth family someday. Verbalize your support. Even if your child joined your family because of abuse or neglect in his birth home, he may need to reconnect in some way with his first family in order to resolve past trauma. This was important for me too. Trust your child's instincts about what he needs while providing safety and security regardless of the outcome of his journey into his past. There needs to be a safe place to talk about adoption. If you're still saying things, or as an adoptee hearing things like, you should be grateful, you should be more thankful, you sound really hurt, how dare you say that about your parents, you know how much they did for you, you could have been raised in foster care. These are all invalidating statements, and they're normal to the untrained eye and the uneducated and looking from the outside in. But hearing that as a traumatized child that is grown up with strangers that doesn't look like their family that brought them up, it's a very, very, very hurtful thing to say, and it's invalidating, and it's not helping. It's not helping in any way. So if you have any questions on, that was actually the last bulletin, but if you have any questions, all I can talk about is my experience and what I can do to help with any questions you may have. I know that talking about adoption loss has put a lot of people off, and I got one lady saying, oh, I was thinking about adoption until yeah, it's stripes. I was thinking about adoption until I came across this video. Now I'm second guessing it. And it's like, well, would you rather learn now about adoption loss and trauma, or go and adopt thinking that, oh, I'm going to provide a safe home to this kid, and I'm going to do something good. And then when they start having issues, which they could just have a great life, but if it does come up and you have no idea about adoption trauma and how to help them, and you're just at a loss, would you rather hear that there's adoption trauma and know how to deal with it? Or would you rather just kind of be up, pie in the sky, kind of like, well, I saved them from what could have been, but now they're just being really ungrateful and never being able to enter your child's world. So I really just want to clarify that this channel is dedicated to helping create stronger bonds with families, even though there's going to be some very controversial, touchy subjects, and I might piss some people off, but I can only speak from my experience. Even though it's negative and dark and all about loss and stuff like that, there is a bright side, there is hope, and I really hope to be a voice for other adoptees and help adopted parents with any questions they might have. I can only answer from my own honest experience. So anyways, I hope this video helps. I'll see you in the next video.